We're here at Farm Fantastic at Caboolture and we're talking to Roy Weiss, who's the owner of Sunland Caravans. Now, Roy, you've always been known as an innovator and a person who's constantly changing your model. So give us a heads up on some of the things you've recently been doing that you're pretty proud about.
Well, I think actually this chassis that we're looking at here, Fred, is probably our crowning glory. In fact, over the last 13 years, this is the thing I'm probably the most proud of. It's taken a lot of time, a lot of research and a lot of energy to produce it. We've used steel in strong structural areas such as the suspension on the A-frame, and then we've used aluminium for all the supporting areas. And in doing so, we're getting the best out of both materials. So the strength is there where we need it in the heavy areas, and the lightness comes from this aluminium. We've had to develop different techniques to attach the two materials together. We've had to get materials produced specifically for us. If you have a look, it's bolted together. So we've got the steel bolted to the aluminium. Right. We've had to use a compound between the two to make sure you don't get oxidisation.
Now, people might say it's all well and good to produce something that is cutting edge technology. Do you stand behind the product?
Well, the caravan itself has a 3-year off-road warranty, okay, and the chassis itself has got the 20-year warranty. Now, over and above that, we've worked still with vehicle components, as you know, we've worked with for a number of years, and we've now got this particular suspension, that the Cruisemaster suspension, finely tuned nicely for us to marry up with this chassis. It's got 8 shock absorbers and 4 springs, so each axle has got 2 shock absorbers and 1 coil spring.
One thing I look for is towability, a good towing platform. So what we're looking at here, do you say that contributes to a good towing platform?
Actually, again, the feedback that we're getting from our owners that have had the previous model as well as the new model now are saying the old model towed really well, and this is just towing that much better again. So yes, it's making a big difference.
Good talking to you, Roy. I enjoyed that, mate.
My pleasure, thank you.
Good product. We're talking to Roy Weiss. He's the owner of Sunland Caravans here at Caboolture in Queensland. Roy, tell us about this particular van. We're actually sitting in it.
This is the brand new SCLX. Now, in the past, I've spoken a lot about the engineering, the chassis and the designing of the caravan, but what we've done now with the SCLX is make a complete package, making sure that the design and the layout is just spot on. One of the important areas that we've looked at is the galley. We've made it longer and wider than we did before, so there's a lot more bench space. We've made sure there are more drawers in the caravan than previous, and they're self-closers, so they're really good quality drawer that won't come amiss while they're in transit. We've built our own kitchen sink so that we can get the drain far enough away in the corner so that when they open the cupboard, they're not finding it cluttered with drains and piping and cables and so forth. We put a little area down the bottom of the galley that your feet go, so when you open the doors or drawers, they don't hit your toes. It's also been a very good place on this model to be able to run a nice strip lighting along the bottom there. We've put the microwave in the perfect position. It's not too high, not too low. More time's gone into the seating that we're sitting on right now, making sure the table is wide enough so that you can get 2 plates. We've made sure that the door of this caravan is wide enough for the fridge to go through. The ensuite door is wider than normal, and our new shower door, which is a cassette type door, which means you can leave it open, making sure that the shower becomes nice and freshly cleaned. It's not going to get mould and mildew build up on it. And of course the special drain system that's in that shower, so that no matter what angle, the water's constantly draining. Then we've put the new ensuite with the vanity basin with the drain at the back, allowing us to put more drawers into there. There's more space. Look, I think we've really tweaked the SCLX to about as close as to perfection as we can possibly get it, Fred.
I can feel it, you know. I'm sitting on these comfy leather seats, so I have a sense of feeling about the van, but looking around, all the things you talked about become obvious once you mention them. And that's really important. It's the little things that count.
Well, Roy, we're in the new model 186 Patriot. It's certainly an impressive van. Can you tell me why it differs to the previous models?
Yeah, Judy, what's happened over the years, we've had so many people say to us that they wanted and loved the Patriot, but they wanted something just that little bit smaller. When you come into the Patriot and you sit there and you look at it and say, wow, is this really only 18'6"? Because it gives the impression of being a lot bigger. And I think a lot of that is due to the fact we use the large windows, that we're very careful with our space, we don't waste space. The 2-pack paint finish, of course, this nice white gives it that nice open view. Yeah. We still do big doors making sure there's plenty of walkway space. But we've literally looked at every single aspect of the van, and where we were able to make it just that little bit tighter, we did. And we've done some pretty spectacular things. This van's now got full ducted air conditioning instead of the air conditioning on the roof. Doing what we've done is given us the ability to put the cutaway at the back, which you can see. We wanted to get some of the weight from the rear of the van, so we've taken the spare wheel and we fitted that underneath the A-frame, for example. Yep. We've relocated the battery system, so the battery's not taking any usable storage space. We relocated the hot water service underneath the shower unit. So nowadays we're capable of producing almost anything. We've got magnificent CNC machine at work. We've got our own spray booth, so we can do different paints, different paint finishes. We can cut different shaped doors. We've changed this one and created a helmet above the overhead cupboard, as you can see, and we've been able to put the speakers inside there. It's given us the ability to utilise that area for carrying wires, for example. So if you want to add things to this at a later date, you can. I say we work hard at it. We listen to what our customers are telling us, and we just try and improve constantly. But even the seat that we're sitting on, I really don't think you're going to find anything much more comfortable than that. We've now rolled the leather over the top, and it is real leather. It's not leatherette, it's not pretend leather, it's the real deal. And we've cushioned it nicely. It's extremely comfortable to sit here, throw your feet up, watch the television. It's fantastic. I honestly didn't think we could do it. I really did. In fact, there's plenty of people out there that'll tell you I've been telling them for years it can't be done. So it just goes to prove I can make a fool of myself sometimes.
Well, it's certainly very comfortable. It feels just like sitting in your own lounge room at home.
Yeah, it is. Another one of the features on Patriot's always been that we've used the rear bar and turned it into a pole carrier and a light fitting, so that it's multi-purpose and it's easy to remove. You can update it, you can add things to the van, things will bolt on quite easily. On the drawbar, it's got the ability to have an electric jockey wheel leg or a bicycle rack holder or a boat loader or motor, or everything's available to be able to just simply be bolted to it with existing fittings, making the van extremely flexible as well. In fact, people that spend their time researching caravans will actually always come back to Sunland, because when you've done your research properly, then appreciate the effort that's gone into building this van here.
Well, this is certainly a beautiful van, Roy. I'm sure we all look forward to seeing the next innovation of Patriot. If people want to get some more information on this van, where would they go?
Well, probably the best idea would be our website, our Facebook page, or of course we love to hear from people over the telephone, or a visit direct at the factory, all of which they'll be welcome to do.
Lovely. Thank you, Roy.
Thank you, Judy.
I'm here again at Sunland Caravans at Caboolture in Queensland. I'm talking to Roy Weiss. Now, what have you been up to since I saw you last?
When you were here last time, you mentioned a number of things that you thought we might look at or perhaps do to improve the Patriot from where we had it to where you think it might like to go. So what I'd like to do now, Fred, is take you out and let's see how you think we went with that.
Wow, this is what I was wondering about. You've been doing this while I was away.
Been working hard for you, Fred. You can see that this one is now 2 foot shorter than your previous van.
More manoeuvrable, right?
Absolutely. We've given you the cutaway that you asked for.
Yes, exactly.
The grey water tank you asked for. Underneath the van, we've done a lot more to protect it from stone damage.
Like the door, you know.
Nice, strong, solid door.
Yeah. Oh, that's too much.
Double electric step for you. Come on in and have a look around.
Don't ask me twice, I'll be in there. Thanks, Roy.
You may notice that the air conditioner's gone.
Where's it gone?
We've got ducted air conditioner in this van. The duct's all up there.
Right.
So it's not sitting on the roof anymore. We've got new struts in the doors. So when you lift those up, there's a much stronger strut inside there. And absolute plethora of additional features. This one's got a diesel, hot water and heater system combination unit. This one here's got an inbuilt generator system. It's also got batteries, 400 amp hour of lithium battery, 600 watt of solar panel. So in fact, all your power points are running all the time.
This is the ultimate living off the grid, you know, and it's something that's revolutionary.
Why don't you take this for the next couple of months and give it a try and come back and give me your feedback after that.
Love to, absolutely love to.
Thanks, Fred.
I know just where to go.
Cheers.
It's important to know, everyone, that this is Australian excellence in engineering. It's Aussie made and it's a family owned company. Now, how do they contact you, Roy?
They can call us on 075499 2250 or visit our website sunlandcaravans.com.au.
I've got to tell you, Roy, I'm enjoying the new and improved features on these vans.
Thank you, Fred. Actually, speaking of new and improved, I've got another one for you. I'd like you to meet the new and improved version here, my son Taro.
How do you do, Taro?
Very well, thank you.
So he's going to tell us all about this new van, is that right?
Absolutely.
Now, Taro, this is another van of yours. In fact, it's very special as well.
It certainly is, Fred. This is the 2015 SELX Patriot. It's a 20'6" version. It is our flagship caravan, so it comes with absolutely everything. But this actually has one very special feature.
So, Taro, this is the electrically operated slide out. I tell you what, it looks pretty easy the way you're operating it.
It sure is, Fred. Now, not only do we have a huge ensuite, a huge bedroom, but we also have a huge living area.
So what about the kitchen in particular?
The kitchen in particular has a huge amount of bench space. We have a fan-forced oven which is recessed into the bench. We've got a huge sink and plenty of storage cupboards.
You mentioned the bed?
The bed, yeah, the bed is a full household-sized mattress.
Of course, you've got a shower. What about the shower?
The shower is huge. It's a big fiberglass moulded shower. It's even got a seat, so you don't even have to bend over to wash your feet.
That's luxury, isn't it?
We've also got a top-loaded washing machine, a big mirror, and plenty of storage.
So is this van really designed to be off the grid for freedom camping?
It certainly is, Fred. We've got a combination of solar panels, lithium batteries. Our water tanks are another amazing feature too. We've got a 190 litre general purpose water tank. We've got a 60 litre tank dedicated just to drinking water, and we've got a 130 litre grey water tank.
Everyone loves to have their TV. What happens there?
We've got an Oyster automatic satellite system, 32-inch LED TV, and a touchscreen DVD CD player.
Are they easy to use?
They certainly are. You can even use them outside.
Oh, that's a real plus, isn't it? Well, you reckon this is your flagship, and I tell you what, this is going to fly a lot of happy people, a lot of happy places. Look at that. And she goes. And now I reckon, Taro, it's time to go, mate.
Sounds good.
Adventure, here we come.